everybody. Dave Brown and Corey Macklin here at ringside, ready to go with USWA Championship Wrestling action. Hey, speaking of the USWA Championship, we've got all new champions this week in the USWA, and they're all here today.
That's right. A big card we got today, Dave. Real big one. Opening battle, Richard Lee will be out here with those Moondogs. Got to put up with them today. Then we got a six-man tag match. You got Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. His brother Doug Gilbert is here today, and Brian Christopher on one side of the ring. On the other side, you got the Hornet, Tony Williams, and Larry Williams. Our first look at him. Then you'll see Ricky Morton in a single bout going against Mean Mike Miller. And then, how about this one to the expiration of time? Don Fargo's Fabulous Fargo's out here today against Jerry the King Lawler and Jeff Jarrett to the expiration of time here today. Lawler
and Jarrett, the new World Tag Team Champions. More as we go along. We'll be back to get this one underway right after this. Well, they're on their way out here, I'm afraid, the Moondogs. But I want to talk to them about what went on this week, because as they come out here, you will notice that nowhere do you see the World Tag Team titles. The World Tag Team titles they do not have here today.
Well, let's tell the truth on the whole situation, Dave Brown, and I'm going to tell you something. You're looking at a very, very unhappy man. Now, there was a few things that happened that cost my dogs the title. And one thing that happens to deal with a big, fat, bald-headed, air-headed referee by the name of Frank Morrell. And what I want you to do, Dave Brown, is I want you to show the tape over here, and I want everybody in their living rooms to see just exactly how big a crook and how big a thief these people are in the USWA, from Frank Morrell on up.
Well,
now, show the film.
We're gonna show the videotape, but I want you and everybody else to know that there's a problem with the video.
I don't care about any problems, Dave Brown. What I want you to do is I want you to put the film on this TV so everybody can see how big of a stinking thief Frank Morrell, Jeff Jarrett, and Jerry Lawler are. Put it on here.
All right, there is a problem now. I just want you to understand, as it gets to the end, the tape machine...
I don't care about problems, Dave Brown. Show the film of Frank Morrell cheating my dogs out of the belt. Put it on.
Show the videotape, please.
The cage. Lawler picks up the trash can. Now's Moondog Cujo with it. Jerry covers him. He's got a pin cover. Look out, Jerry. The big Moondog Spot nails him with a big chain on his fist. Well, they got Jerry double teaming him over here. They come down on him. 1, 2. Hey, Cujo, the Moondog. Paul drives Lawler as Frank Morrell is over trying to get Moondog Spot cleared and out of the way. Cujo comes down with a splash. Moondog Cujo whoops Jerry in. Big power slam on Lawler. Covers him, 2. Boy, you talk about a bout between these four. Woo! Boy. Spot, the other Moondog. Going to work on Lawler. Look at Lawler come off the...
Well, that was it right there, as I told you. Well, that's what I was trying to tell you, and you wouldn't listen. There's a problem with the tape, and we don't have the rest of it. It jammed in the machine.
Well, isn't that just convenient as snot at a coal factory? Let me tell you something. It stands to reason, if you look at Frank Morrell, you know how you can find Frank Morrell, Dave Brown? You look in the back pocket of Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Lawler, Eddie Marlowe. That's where you'll find Frank Morrell, because he's in their back pocket. He can't go any place without their say-so. But let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you just exactly what Frank Morrell did down. Because Frank Morrell cheated. You come over here a minute. Come here. We had this going. You saw what I'm saying. We had a spot. He was outside. He was beating Jerry Lawler's stinking brains out, standing outside the ring. All right? Now what I need, send me somebody over there that can do a sunset flip. Anybody that knows how to do a sunset flip over there, send them out here a minute. You know how to do a sunset flip? Now let me show you what happens. Good joke. Get up here, right here, right here.
All right. This is a reenactment of what happened, right?
This is the exact thing that happened, Dave Brown. All right, now Spot had Jerry Lawler over here beating his brains out. All right? Now, Jeff Jarrett comes up on the side of the ring.
All right, this is...
All right, yeah. All right, now, Cujo was coming to Jeff Jarrett, and all of a sudden, Jeff Jarrett hauls off and kicks him below the belt. Kicked him below the belt, Dave Brown. It's an illegal move to do that, all right?
All right.
He does it anyway.
Remember whose version this is, fans. All right. Cujo's
Yeah.
waiting
Jeff
here.
Jarrett dives over the top rope and gives a sunset flip, which is an illegal move. Cujo has the peace of mind, the presence of mind to hold on to the top rope. Now this is what Frank Morrell does. Frank Morrell turns up and kicks his head. He does it quick. He's got Frank Morrell beat us,
Well, that's your version of it.
That's exactly what happened, man. That's why they didn't have it on film.
Well, I tell you, the tape jammed in the machine's the only reason we didn't have the videotape. And Frank Morrell, I'm sure, has something to say about all that. And he's with Corey right now. Corey?
Yeah, thank you, Dave. I'm back in now with referee Frank Morrell. Well, Frank, you hear what they're saying. What Richard Lee is saying, in other words.
Oh, yes. Richard Lee's awful upset because his dogs lost the belt to Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett. Now he's all hot at me, and he wants to challenge me to the ring. Well, let me tell you something, Richard Lee. I was kicking butt and taking names when your Moondogs wasn't nothing but little puppies, so just bring it on, boy.
Well, that's the word from referee Frank Morrell. Back to you, Dave.
All right, thank you very much, Corey and Frank. You heard it. He'll come looking for you.
You're going to think kick butt, you big bald-headed bully, you. Could you give me a chance? One time, Frank Morrell. Give me a chance to get my hands on you, boy. And you're going.
Let's take a break, guys. We'll be back. Well, in the ring right now, it's the Moondogs. That's Richard Lee stalking around ringside, and across the way, you have Bill Rush and Todd Johnson. Referee Kevin Christian has called for the bell right here. We saw Todd out here a minute ago. Oh, there he goes out of the ring. Here's Corey.
Well, thank you, Dave. Bill Rush being slammed down by the Moondog there, Cujo, and they've got him set up there. Here comes Spot off the ropes. Flips Rush over, covers him, gets the 1, 2, 3, it's over. Moondogs get the win. Now I tell you, if we could just get them out of here when they win the battle, we will be doing pretty good.
Yeah, maybe Richard Lee will do that. Take a bow. Don't count on it, though. They have won the match in, 25 seconds or so. I see Todd Johnson holding his arm down there on the floor where he hit hard when he hit the concrete floor. Now they got Bill Rush holding him down. Oh, and a big splash.
Yeah, this kind of stuff is not even called for, I tell you. They won the bout. Richard Lee could take his guys right out of here. They got the 1, 2, 3.
Anytime my dogs get anyone near Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Lawler, or that backstabbing, cheating, bald-headed goofball Frank Morrell, this is exactly what's going to happen to any three of them. Cheat me, You're going to get...
We hear you, Richard Lee. He's still upset with that. Frank Morrell blames Frank Morrell for their not having the world titles anymore. They continue to work on this poor kid here, Bill Rush. I tell you what, let's take a break and we'll see if we can't get him out of here. We'll be back. Champions Jeff Jarrett and the King Jerry Lawler. Jeff, I love it. Welcome. Congratulations. And Eddie Marlin has joined him here. Everybody here with the World Championship belts.
Well, Dave, as you can see, and as everybody out there at home can see and everybody in here can see, we've done it again. The Moondogs went down 1, 2, 3, and now Jeff Jarrett and I are the new USWA World Tag Team Champions. And it feels mighty good. It feels mighty good to have these belts back around our waist. But, you know, whenever you get belts, whenever you get titles, the first thing you got to do is realize that there's a long, long list of wrestlers and guys who want to get these belts away from you. They want matches. I mean, as soon as you get the belt, the phone starts ringing. Everybody wants rematches. Everybody wants title shots. Eddie Marlin knows this. Immediately he called us. And what do you think the first thing that happened was? Richard Lee, you already heard him out here crying like the baby that he is, moaning and groaning, saying that Frank Morrell was the one that won the titles for him. Well, let me tell you something, Richard Lee. You're looking at the two guys right here that won the titles. We're the champions. We don't need any help to beat you and your stinking Moondogs. Now, these belts give you a lot of leverage, Dave. When you got the World Tag Team titles, you can sometimes sort of call your own shots. And that's what we've been able to do this week, because we knew Richard Lee and the Moondogs would come beating on the door wanting a title match. We knew they'd want a chance to get the belts back around our waist. So we came up with the same stipulation we had once before. Richard Lee, you want the shot at the belts for your dogs? We gave it to you under one condition. Under one big condition. That's Richard Lee, once again, to get this title match, has to put his hair at stake in this match. Now, that's not all, because, you see, we want to see Richard Lee. He's out here running his mouth about Frank Morrell being bald-headed. Well, Richard Lee, we all want to see you bald-headed. Don't we want to see Richard Lee bald-headed? We sure do, in the worst way. So we got the match, and last week, Jeff's hair was at stake. There was a lot of pressure in that match. There was a special barber that was at ringside that was going to cut Jeff's hair, and to be quite honest with you, she had one of those little clipper guards on there. She was going to try to save Jeff maybe an inch of hair at least, where he wouldn't look completely goofy. But this week, we got a special barber, and we want to let him say a couple of words right now. This is going to be the barber for Richard Lee right now.
Eddie Marlin.
You know, Dave, I don't have my barber's license, but I want to tell Richard Lee one thing. He's been a thorn in my side for 8 months. So when these guys pin those Moondogs 1, 2, 3, I'm going to set a chair in the middle of that ring, and I'm not going to have a guard on those clippers. His head, he's talking about Frank Morrell being bald-headed. He's going to be the same way. Richard Lee, I'm going to enjoy every second of cutting your hair.
All right, Eddie. Eddie will be there with the clippers.
Now, that's not all. We're saving the best for last, because Richard Lee's hair is at stake. And Richard Lee is always a factor in these matches. Richard Lee always, some kind of way, tries to find a way to help those Moondogs win. Well, we've got to figure out a way to kind of minimize Richard Lee's importance in this match. What we're going to do is we're going to bring in somebody to kind of sit, well, real close to Richard Lee. As a matter of fact, they're going to be handcuffed to Richard Lee during this match, and I'm going to let Jeff Jarrett tell you who this special person is going to be.
Richard Lee, I want you to lift it up real good, because this just gets my blood pumping. It just gets my blood pumping. Richard Lee, take a good look at these belts, because that's all you're going to do. Because Monday night when we get down there, just like Jerry said, we're going to have a little equalizer. And it all started 7 or 8 months ago when a friend of mine was the tag team champion with myself. But now he's coming in, and you're looking at the world champions right here. And we're going to remain that way, boy. But when Robert Fuller comes to town, that's exactly right. The Tennessee stud, Richard Lee, he's got more. He can't wait to be handcuffed because he's going to have his left hand handcuffed to you, and he's going to have that right wide open. It's been 8 months since he stepped foot in a ring, and he's still not ready. But I guarantee you one thing. When he got this chance, he said, I'd be more than happy to be handcuffed. So, Richard Lee, I want you to listen up real good because Robert's got a few words for you.
There you
go. I'm back! Next week you'll be looking for me, and I'm going to make your people one more promise, and this is one stud's going to keep. There's no low-down, dirtier dog that ever lived in this earth than the Tennessee stud. And when I get there next week, there's a moondog and their managers that's going to know why.
All I can say is Monday night is a very, very special night. It's called the Red Man Rampage Reunion, and you're going to find out why it's called a reunion, because a lot of good, very, very good wrestlers, a lot of old names that the people here have loved for years are going to be back here in Memphis, Tennessee for this big reunion, and Robert Fuller is one of them. And Richard Lee, when that night is over, you're going to be looking in a mirror at a bald-headed, ugly individual, and you're going to be surprised to find out that it is you, Richard Lee, and we're going to still be the champion.
All right, the king, Jeff Jarrett, the world champion, and, of course, Eddie Marlin with him, who's going to be the special barber. Tell you what, Corey, let's take a look at the entire card coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. 8 o'clock is when it all begins. It is a big, big night. As the king has just told you, it is Red Man Rampage reunion night. For one thing, Robert Fuller is going to be reunited with Jeff Jarrett as he's handcuffed to Richard Lee. But here you go. Opening match of the night, Tony Falk will be going against Mike Samples. That should be an interesting opening match, absolutely. Then the Hornet will be going against Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy. That also should be a very good single match. And then coming up after that, boy, I tell you what, I don't know. I don't know if he's here right now, but I think maybe his partner. Let me just kind of explain the situation. Last week, Billy Travis was out here and wanted Lauren Davenport in a match with Mike Miller, and his female partner turned out to be Dutch Mantell. Oh, well, yeah, somebody said Dutch Mantell. That's who it turned out to be. Well, Lauren Davenport has insisted that if they're going to have a match like that, he has to have a female partner, which, you know, of course, you can understand. Yeah. So he has a special female partner coming up. Talking about the reunion, here's his special female partner Monday night. Is she here right now? Let's see. Is she here? Here she is. Miss Texas is going to be the special partner for Billy Travis as they go against Mike Miller, Mean Mike Miller, and Lauren Davenport. And this one should be interesting. Well, the crowd is happy to see you. Let me tell you, that should be some kind of match coming up this week.
Oh, yeah, Dave. Lauren, let me tell you one thing. You thought you got rid of me, but I got a news flash for you. You didn't. And when I get you in the ring, I'm going to kick your lady white butt all across that ring. And if you think I can, you better look around, and you better ask somebody.
Miss Texas, she'll be there with Billy Travis in his corner, and that is the match. Here it is right here. It's going to be Mike Miller, Mean Mike, with Lauren Davenport in the ring, and across the way, Billy Travis and Miss Texas. What a match that ought to be.
Yeah, indeed. That's going to be interesting. Hey, Miss Texas is looking for Miss Davenport, I think.
Yes, indeed. Following that one, you got the fabulous Fargos, Don Jr. and Jackie Jr. That's Don Fargo in the middle there. And going against him, the Tennessee stud Robert Fuller will be in action. He will be teamed with Dutch Mantell this time around. Special challenge match coming up. You've already heard about this one. Frank Morrell is going to be in the ring in a special challenge against Richard Lee. Richard Lee is steamed at Frank Morrell. Claims he cost him the belts. Well, Frank Morrell says, all right, let's just climb in the ring and settle it right there, and you'll see it Monday night at the Coliseum. USWA Southern title will be on the line then, as Dr. Tom Pritchard will be coming back to take on Brian Christopher. Now, you remember a week ago, Brian put his girlfriend's car on the line. Yeah, what a guy, huh?
Yeah, what a man.
Well, he ended up winning the title. So this time around, he said, I'm going to have you put your car on the line if you want another shot at this USWA title. Pritchard said, all right. Pritchard's car is on the line against Brian Christopher's Southern title Monday night at the Coliseum. And then,
oh, boy,
another special match coming up. And this one right here, yep, you see it right there. You got the Rock and Roll Express back together again, the Rock and Roll reunion, as Robert Gibson and Rick Morton will be teamed to go against the team of Eddie and Doug Gilbert. Last week, Rick was going against Eddie for the world title, and all of a sudden, here comes Doug Gilbert down, and as a result, Eddie Gilbert ends up winning the belt. Well, this time around, it's going to be different because Rick Morton is going to have Robert Gibson in his corner. The Rock and Roll reunion will happen Monday night at the Coliseum as the Rock and Roll Express goes against Eddie and Doug Gilbert. That's not all. Still a lot of action to go. The USWA World Tag Team titles will be on the line against Richard Lee's Hair. Eddie Marlin standing by with the Clippers, and handcuffed to Richard Lee will be the Tennessee stud Robert Fuller. That ought to effectively take Richard Lee out of the match, and it'll be Lawler and Jarrett going against the Moondogs. Titles and hair will be at stake. Richard Lee's hair at stake. Then, that 24-man Red Man Rampage Battle Royal, part of the big triple main event. $10,000, yeah, on top of a 20-foot pole. Now, in order to be eliminated, you're thrown over a top rope or pin, but the way to win it is to climb that pole and take the $10,000. $5 general admission, $7 on the risers, $8 at ringside. Monday night, 8 o'clock at the Mid-South Coliseum, and here's the man who's going to be handcuffed to Robert Fuller.
Do I look stupid or something, Dave Brown? Do I have big stupid written on my forehead? Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, Eddie Marlin, let me tell you people something. You're messing with the wrong man when you mess with Richard Lee and my dog. You're not going to cut my hair, number one. I'm too pretty to have my hair cut, and my dogs are way too mean to ever let it get that far. But now you're telling me that you're going to handcuff me to Robert Fuller to keep me from interfering in a match? Well, I guess you got Frank Morrell going to referee the stinking match too, don't you? Well, stack the deck all you want to, Lawler. Stack the deck all you want to, Jeff Jarrett, because you're not going to win. Nobody is smart enough to outthink me, and nobody's bad enough to beat my dog. So walk the aisle. Come on, boys. We're ready.
Take a good look at him. Maybe the last time for a while that you see him with all that hair on his head. We'll be back with more from the USWA right after this. Corey talked about it just a little bit a few minutes ago. You were there. You saw what happened. Let's let everybody see the videotape as Eddie Gilbert was going against Rick Morton. World title at stake.
Well, Ricky gets up. Ready for Gilbert. Oh, Eddie. Oh, right on top of referee Paul Neighbors. Well, Paul was standing out there arguing with Lauren Davenport. Morton went in after him. After Gilbert flipped him over the top rope. Look at Ricky. Beautiful sunset flip. Got him covered. Oh, watch out for Lauren Davenport. Had a chain on her wrapped in her hand there. Nailed Ricky with the chain. Then threw it over to Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert's got that chain, Ricky. Swings out to Morton. Morton gets out of the way. He set Gilbert up on a atomic knee drop. And Gilbert bounced off and went flying to Lauren Davenport. Ricky Morton grabs the chain, nails Gilbert, sends him down. He's got him covered in there. Oh, that's Doug Gilbert. Watch out over there. Doug Gilbert comes running out here, takes his boot off, nails Ricky Morton with that boot. Hey, Doug, come on. What in the world is he doing here at the arena? Wasn't even scheduled to be here. the top rope. Nails Ricky Morton and gets Gilbert. Oh, boy, I tell you. Well, we've got a new unified world heavyweight champion. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert gets the win. In 8:43, he gets it, but boy, not before he got helped by his brother, and that Doug Gilbert.
That's referee Frank Burrell climbing up into the ring right now. We are waiting for six-man tag team action coming up here today. It is going to be most interesting, let me tell you. On one side of the ring, we got Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Doug Gilbert, and Brian Christopher. On the other side of the ring, you've got the Hornet, you got Tony Williams and Larry Williams, who are going to be going against this formidable team across the way today. Six-man match. Tell you what. Yeah, I see the crown here, which is put on the desk by Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, still claiming to be the real king of wrestling.
Yeah. Self-proclaimed indeed.
Well, I tell you what, this is a scary-looking team with both the Gilberts and Brian Christopher together. Brian looks like he's going to be starting against Tony Williams. Keep in mind that these guys used to be partners. They started out as the new kids. And all of a sudden, Brian Christopher said, I don't want to wrestle with Tony anymore because he can't win matches, and I want to win my matches. Well, since then, they have not gotten along, shall we say. Here they go, Corey.
Yep, we're underway, Davey. Tony Williams set with Brian Christopher. Oh, Christopher tried to push Williams off the ropes there. Tony held on to a headlock. Christopher backs him up against the ropes, shoves him off. Tony leaps over his set. And grabs Christopher. Hey, I'm going to tell you, this Tony Williams got some good moves, and a young wrestler going to really turn out to be good in there, too.
You know what? Tony may be on a bit of a mission, too, to prove to Brian Christopher that he can win. He is tough.
Oh, yeah. Look at him there. Oh! Kick. Tony had a pin cover, only got one out of it, though. Tony, he's got a nice build on himself there. He works out in the gym all the time. Going to turn out to be a good wrestler. Man.
There's one reason right there that Brian has won so many matches. You see him grab his hair? He doesn't mind breaking the rules. Tony, right by the rule book. Not so with Brian Christopher. There he is. That attitude he's got and the ability, you put them together, he's trouble.
He's a Southern heavyweight champion now. Tony Williams, his former partner, dives over and gets that headlock back on Christopher. Christopher backs him up against the turnbuckle there, gives him I thought he was going to give him a clean break, and would you know it, he just goes to work on Tony Williams. Tags on Eddie Gilbert now. Look at Williams with a good arm takedown. Takes Eddie Gilbert down. And tags on his partner, Larry Williams. Our first look at him in the USWA. Boy, he came in here in some really nice attire.
Yeah, came in with a tuxedo-looking jacket and top hat as his warm-up jacket. Let's see if he can wrestle. So far, it looks like he's doing pretty good against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
Yeah, he's working on that left arm of Gilbert. Gilbert slugs Larry Williams. There is a right, and Williams comes back with a right of his own, picks Gilbert up. Atomic knee drop on him. Look at Gilbert staggering around there. He's trying to get on his feet. Williams lies over. 2. Christopher pulls his hair and pulls him off there.
I think he might have had him had there not been interference from Brian Christopher, who grabbed Larry Williams by the hair and broke it up at the count of 2.
Yeah, tag now on Doug Gilbert in there, and he takes Larry Williams down. Doug Gilbert, he's back in the USWA. Been some time since he's been here. But he is back with his brother Eddie Gilbert, the unified world champion. And these Gilberts, boy, can be a lot of trouble in there, I tell you.
Yeah, Doug is strong. Brian Christopher just informing us of that as if we didn't know it.
That Hornet is strong
Yes,
today.
he is. He rammed him right back to the turnbuckle, just shoved him back halfway across the ring.
Shoved Gilbert right back into that turnbuckle. He did. The Hornet. Boy, I like his style. Coming in out of Brewster, Washington. Fine specimen. Good caliber wrestler, and he's hanging tough with Doug Gilbert in there. Oh, there's Gilbert. Coming over with a couple of shoulders in there, but the Hornet stands on his feet. He sends the Hornet into the ropes, and Eddie Gilbert catches him with a knee to the back there. Elbow from Doug Gilbert sends the Hornet down. Oh, a little mini suplex there. Flips him over. Eddie and Doug Gilbert in the ring. Whips the Hornet in and a double elbow. Takes him down. Tag on Brian Christopher. Not going to work on the Hornet here. Six-man tag team action here today on USWA Championship Wrestling. Big card lined up. All new champions in the USWA, and big foot there from Christopher. They're all here today, and that's one of them, the Southern Heavyweight Champion, Brian Christopher. Tags Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert flips the Hornet over. Comes off the ropes. Misses.
Missed him.
Hornet gets up. Hornet tags Tony Williams.
Look out, you got everybody in the ring. That's trouble in a six-man match. It's a real busy place, let me tell you.
Oh, indeed. Tony Williams with a big drop kick on Gilbert. Gilbert swings after him. Williams backs him up, rolls him up. He's got a cover over there.
Gilbert's shoulders are down. The referee doesn't see it. Oh, my goodness. Brian Christopher and Doug reversed it, and here's the count of three, which has fallen, and Eddie ends up with the cover and the count of three against Tony Williams. Tony held him there for a count of at least 12 or 14, but the referee was distracted by the other people in the ring. When he finally saw what was going on there, it had been reversed, and now hot stuff Eddie Gilbert, Doug Gilbert, and Brian Christopher have won this one, and I know you're happy about that, and yes, I see you do have the belt, and I also saw how you got it.
Yeah, it was kind of bad that referee Paul Neighbors got knocked down there. Doug came down to help him up and made sure I got the 3 count. I want everyone to know that we are proclaiming this Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert Day. Ricky Martin, you are a great tag team wrestler. But as a single wrestler, you just quite don't measure up to the new king of wrestling, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. He can talk about his days as the, what, Dave? Ricky Martin used to be part of some team.
Yeah, the Rock and Roll Express. He certainly did.
I guess we can talk about they're the only team in wrestling history ever on 4 different occasions to hold the NWA, WCW World Tag Team titles. We can say that they will go down in history as the most popular tag team of all time. We can say that they have probably more fans than anybody else in wrestling. But the Gilberts really don't care about any of that, because I have the master plan for this week. I, your World Heavyweight Champion, Dave Brown, will stand on the outside of the ring, and then my brother Doug, he's going to pick Ricky Morton out of the air, and then he's going to pick, what was his partner's name?
Robert Gibson.
Robert Gibson. Robert Gibson, he's going to pick him right out of the air, and then he's going to tag me, and then I'm going to come in and make the pin, and we will live down and never see the Rock and Roll Express ever again in professional wrestling.
Wonder if I could refresh your memory just a little bit. Yeah. If you guys don't mind, take a look at this video right here of Rick and Robert, the Rock and Roll Express. Express.
No, we need a video of the Gilberts, please. Crank it up.
No, we don't have a video of the Gilberts right here. I tell you what we can do, though. If you don't have anything else to say after seeing the Rock and Roll Express, we can take a break.
Speechless.
All right, very good. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Doug. We'll be back after this. Rick Morton is with me right now. The Gilberts kind of quieted down after they saw the rock and roll video, kind of refreshed their memory a little bit.
Well, thank you, Dave Brown. But you know, a great moment in my life is when I came back here to this area and I won the world heavyweight title. That was a great moment for me. But you see, I've always been a tag team wrestler. And that's what I always set my goals for, Dave Brown. And we have done that 4 times, world tag team champions. But you see, I know that the Rock and Roll Express broke up for a while. And I know it was all my fault. But you see one thing, Eddie Gilbert, I can look in the mirror every day and look in my eyes and say, Ricky Morton, it was your fault. It was your mistakes. But you see, I have one thing I got to look forward to. That's coming back home, because all these fans out here, they are the ones that's responsible for the Rock and Roll Express. They are the ones that started, and I owe them something. You know, and I got a lot of patching up to do. But one thing I can tell you, Eddie Gilbert and Doug Gilbert, this right here is the Rock and Roll Express reunion. And don't hold us responsible for what's going to happen, brother.
Whoa. Short and sweet from Rick Morton. Their big reunion coming up here. Rick climbs into the ring right now. He's set to go in a single match here today. His opponent should be headed this way in just a moment. And here he comes, Mean Mike Miller, led by Lauren Davenport. Don't forget about Lauren Davenport over at ringside. Very definitely a factor anytime she's around the ringside.
Indeed.
Referee Frank Morrell calls for the bell. Lauren Davenport back in the corner, and Mean Mike Miller steps through the ropes to do battle with Rick Morton.
Thank you, Dave. We are underway. There's a good single bout here, too. 10 minutes in time. Well, 1 fall. Mean Mike Miller wrestling in out of Portland, Oregon. Going against rock and roller Ricky Morton, wrestling out of Nashville, Tennessee. And Miller just goes to work on him. Don't forget Lauren Davenport in the corner of Mike Miller. Reversal here. Ricky whips him in. Good takedown from Rick Morton. Flips Miller over. Drops down with the right hand on him. Oh, Ricky said, hey, you want to fight? Come on, let's get it on. Bags Miller up against the turnbuckle. Mike Miller came out jumping on Ricky. And Ricky has put it to him, flips him over, covers, and gets the 1 count out of it. Takes Miller down. Oh, reversal there. He rolled Ricky over. He got a 2 count. Referee Frank Morrell is checking with Miller over there. Pulled Ricky Morton's hair.
Whoa.
Pulled him by his hair there again, but Ricky kind of...
Yeah, fight fire with fire if you have to, or fist with a fist. You hear what they're chanting? Alpo, Alpo. Yeah, Mike Miller lost a match, and Lauren Davenport ended up sampling some dog food as a result. That's what the crowd is getting onto her about.
Yeah, she had a can of Alpo. I mean, what if they put it in the microwave before they gave it to her?
Oh.
Morton whips Miller in. He comes off the rope.
Pardon me if I don't feel sorry for Lauren Davenport, all right?
Rick Morton, boy, they got to like his style. He's a good single wrestler, good tag team wrestler. Lifts Mike Miller over, holding on to him there. Got him in a headlock, holding on to Miller. Miller's trying to get on his feet there and trying to get out of that hole that Ricky Morton's got him in. He gets on his feet and catches Morton in the midsection of the series of elbows. Good clothesline from Ricky. 2. Mike Miller kicks out at 2. He holds on. Fans behind Ricky Morton. Boy, he's the fan favorite, isn't he, Dave?
Boy, he sure is. He's had some problems in his career, but he's had some great moments, too. And as he mentioned, one of the great highlights was winning the World Championship.
Yeah, right.
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
Miller dumped him hard on the mat. You know, I think Rick may very well still have been the world champion had it not been from before the interference of Doug Gilbert. I got to believe he had things going against Eddie the last time they faced each other.
Look at here.
I thought he had him. Oh, look, Lloyd Davenport in the ring.
He got a 3 count out of it. Referee Frank Morrell did count the 1, 2, 3.
Did he? I thought it was just a 2 count.
Oh, no, he didn't get it.
Yeah, he just got a 2 count, yeah. Here comes some help for Rick Morton. Oh, Miss Texas tackles Laura Davenport.
Look at Miss Texas. After Laura, she's trying to get out of there. And she gets out of there, but boy, it wasn't before Miss Texas grabbed a hold to her.
Well, officially, it's going to be a disqualification on Mike Miller. Rick Morton's going to win it. A little help there from Miss Texas. Let's take another look. Not at this duo, although this seems to be a very popular one right now, but another popular duo. Here's another look. Hey, I'm here with a couple of guys who are going to be on the road. You know, not only is wrestling on the road, I think everybody pretty well knows now that Action News 5 is going on the road this next week. Highway 5 will be in Caruthersville Monday. We're going to Jonesboro Tuesday, but you guys are going to be at Jonesboro tonight, right?
We are going to be over in Jonesboro tonight. It's the Summer Sizzler Series over there.
Big matches.
Jeff and I are going to be there. A lot of big matches. There's a lot of special stuff going on in Jonesboro tonight, right?
I think we got title matches going on over there. I think I'm not sure what all the matches are, but I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there early signing autographs and pictures, and we got a busy week, don't we, King?
Yeah,
you got a busy day tomorrow.
Well, that's right. Tomorrow I'm going to be up, as I say, you know, my softball team, the Kings of Memphis, we're going to be up tomorrow up in Grand Junction, Tennessee at A.T. Jones's place. Everybody around Rossville, Grand Junction, everybody knows where A.T. Jones's place. We got a shot of some of the Stompers over here. They're here with us today. Where are those guys? There they are. Look at them.
This is almost an annual classic now, huh?
Oh, yeah, well, you know, we already played them one time up there this summer, and I want to tell you the truth. They cheated us. They cheated us up there, and they won a game, we won a game, so tomorrow is going to be the big grudge match. It's the big playoff game. We're also going to be going against Rossville. Everybody that comes to the game gets to come to wrestling Monday night free, too. Ooh, and speaking of wrestling around the area, we're going to be down in Thaxton, Mississippi. You're going to be in Humboldt.
Humboldt, a big week. Let's say Jonesboro, the box office opens at 3, and that's tonight. Thursday, I'm going to be in Humboldt, Tennessee from 4 to 5 o'clock at Furniture World. And I'm going to have free wrestling tickets for the following Monday night.
Wow.
All right.
Big event, and matches are there in Humboldt Thursday night, and then Friday night, Thaxton, Mississippi.
But the big night of all is Monday night,
Cue ball.
the Red Man Rampage reunion. Now you see why we call it a reunion. All of these great old names coming back to Memphis. The Rock and Roll Express back together. Miss Texas is back. Was Miss Texas back with a vengeance today? Robert Fuller, the Tennessee Stud, is back. Rock and Roll Express back together, and the Dirty Dutch Mantell is going to be back, and I think the Dutchman had a couple of words. He's going to well, we're going to find out how fabulous the Fargos are in a few minutes, but so is Dutch and Robert Fuller. Can you play a little interview?
Yeah, let's listen to that Dutch interview right now.
The Rampage Red Men reunion at the Mid-South Coliseum next Monday night. I'm glad to be on it. I'm a legend in Memphis, Dirty Dutch Mantell. I'm bringing another legend with me. I'm bringing the Tennessee stud Robert Fuller, and we're going to climb in the ring with a team called the Fabulous Fargos, managed by Don Fargo. Now, wait a minute. Don Fargo was a member of the original Fargos with Jackie years ago. Big deal right here in Memphis. And he's trying to reinstitute the team, trying to reinstate them, trying to bring them back. Now, Don says he's got his son out there, Don Jr., and Jackie, he said Jackie's son's out there too, Jackie Jr. Wait a minute. Let me think. That's right. Jackie didn't have no sons. Somebody's telling the lie, Don. It ain't me. Must be you. I'll be looking at you Monday night at the Red Man reunion.
The Dutchman, Dirty Dutch Mantell. He is something else, let me tell you, and he will be part of that reunion come Monday night. We talked a little bit already about Jonesboro. Boy, this is great action coming up tonight at 8 o'clock over there. Box office opens at 3 o'clock. Might want to go by and pick up your tickets in advance. It's going to be a big one tonight. Corey?
Going to be a real big one. Bell time's at 8 o'clock tonight. Super Summer Sizzler in Jonesboro, the Old Bell Community Center on Church Street there. Now, hey, also, some lucky fan will win $50 in cash. All of the top stars are going to be in Jonesboro tonight.
Absolutely no purchase necessary. You can't get a chance to win that money, though.
Yeah, that's right. No purchase necessary, but you'll have a chance to win that $50 in cash. 8 o'clock is bell time. Look at the matches. 8 big matches is championship night tonight. Coming up Thursday night, Humboldt, Tennessee. July 30th, this coming Thursday, National Guard Hombre, 8 p.m. there. Ricky Morton on the cart. Jeff Jarrett, Eddie Gilbert, the Moondogs on the card, and a Tough Girl contest, all lined up for Humboldt, Tennessee. Bell time's at 8 o'clock at Humboldt at the National Guard Armory there. Friday night, 8 o'clock bell time, Thaxton, Missouri, there in Thaxton Championship Wrestling. Jerry the King Lawler on the card. Jeff Jarrett, Ricky Morton, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, and a ladies boxing match in Thaxton Friday.
Thaxton, Mississippi. Absolutely right. Looking forward to being there.
Thaxton coming up Friday night. Championship Wrestling also in Ripley, Tennessee, coming Friday night, August 7th. A big lineup there at the football field. If it rains, it'll be in the gymnasium. Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, Doug Gilbert, Eddie Gilbert, all lined up for Ripley. And coming soon, Shelby, Mississippi. Championship Wrestling, Senatobia, Mississippi. All coming soon. All of the USWA top stars on the card tonight, 8 o'clock. Jonesboro, the Old Bell Community Center.
Let me just mention again some of the folks that are going to be in Jonesboro. Eddie Gilbert, Rick Morton will be there, the King, Jeff Jarrett, the Moondogs with Richard Lee, Brian Christopher, Eric Embry, the Hornet, Billy Travis, Mean Mike Miller, who is here right now. They are all going to be in Jonesboro, Arkansas tonight. Here is Lauren Davenport with Mike Miller.
Let me tell you something, Miss Texas. When I get you in that ring, I'm going to beat you to death. There's only 2 things I'm not going to be able to do to you, and that's give you a fat lip and a black eye. So you better come with everything you've got, heifer.
Well, we'll find out. Miss Texas will be with Billy Travis this week at the Mid-South Coliseum.
Let me tell you something, Billy Travis and Miss Texas, you stuck your nose in where it don't belong, baby. You're going to get it knocked off, because I tell you something, Lauren Davenport, the sexiest, the prettiest manager in the world, is going to be in there. She's going to be on you, baby. You're going to have to leave the ring. And I tell you what, then after I get through with this match here, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to take that money from that Battle Royal, I'm going to get a full-dress Harley, and me and Miss Davenport going to strut around Memphis.
Well, we'll find out this week back here with more from the USWA in just a moment. Boy, some action coming up Monday night. I tell you what, we've still got some big action to come here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to have Fabulous Fargos in against the King and Jeff Jarrett. You will see the world champions right here in action today. First, let's take a look. What a night Monday night. This Red Man Rampage reunion is really shaping up to be quite a night at the Mid-South Coliseum. 8 o'clock is when it starts there. Tony Falk will be going against Mike Samples. That's just the opening match of the night. You follow that one with a return of the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony. He'll be going against the Hornet in a single match. Then you got Mean Mike Miller and Lauren Davenport. But look at Billy Travis's partner this time, Miss Texas. We've already seen her a couple of times here today. I think she's ready, and I know she's looking for Lauren Davenport.
Indeed.
Then you got the Fabulous Fargos. We'll have them here a little bit later on. Don Fargo there in the middle has put this team together. Don Jr., and he claims Jackie Jr., who will be going against Robert Fuller, the Tennessee stud, and also returning to the reunion, Dirty Dutch Mantell. Following that special challenge match, Richard Lee will be going in the ring against Frank Morrell. And as Frank Morrell said, Richard Lee may consider him a referee, but he was wrestling when the Moondogs were just little puppies. So this one should be interesting. Following that, you got the USWA Southern title on the line. Brian Christopher, the champion, says, Pritchard, I put my girlfriend's car on the line last week. This week, you got to put your car on the line. Tom Pritchard says, I'll do it, and the match will take place. Southern title against Tom Pritchard's car. The Rock and Roll Reunion. I think everybody for 150 miles around is ready for this one. Rock and Roll Express with Rick Morton and Robert Gibson back together at the Mid-South Coliseum, going against Eddie and Doug Gilbert. But that is not all. The USWA World Tag titles will be at stake. The champions, Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, putting them up against the former champions, the Moondogs, with Richard Lee. Richard Lee will be handcuffed to Robert Fuller in the corner, and if the Moondogs lose, Eddie Marlin's going to step out with some clippers and shave Richard Lee bald. Then the 24-man Red Man Rampage Battle Royal wraps up the night in a triple main event evening. $10,000 on the top of a 20-foot pole. If you're pinned or thrown over the top rope, you're eliminated. The only way you win the match is to climb the pole and claim the $10,000. $5 general admission, $7 on the risers, $8 ringside. It is a spectacular night coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Wow.
Get ready for it.
I tell you what, speaking of one of those matches, the Southern title match, Tom Pritchard going against Brian Christopher, take a look at what happened last time.
Series of rights from Pritchard. Takes Brian Christopher. What's it until the turnbuckle? Back drops him down. And Christopher stops to the mat. Pritchard continues to work him over. Reversal here. Double reversal. Pritchard in the referee. Frank Morrell, and look at Christopher intentionally throw him into the referee. Neck breaker on Pritchard in there. Tough move. Sends Tommy down for this Brian Christopher. Christopher up on the top rope there. Pritchard's out on the mat. He's on the top one. Comes down. Falls flat on his bottom as Pritchard moves out of the way, but referee Frank Morrell is still laid out. Frank's still knocked out in there. Pritchard's trying to get some. Look at Christopher. Pritchard's trying to help referee Frank Morrell. Meanwhile, Christopher pulls something out of his tights and wraps it around his boot over there. Got that thing wrapped around his boot and nails Pritchard with a big foot. 2, 3, he got him, and we've got a new USWA Southern Heavyweight Champion in 924.
And we'll be right back to talk to Tom Pritchard and Brian Christopher. Well, coming up right now, Corey, the man who holds the Southern Heavyweight title. Here he comes right now, Brian Christopher. And he is, all right. I know you're real happy right about now.
You're right, I'm real happy, Dave. I'm the happiest man around. I know you're real happy, too. You know why? Because I'm out here opening my mouth, trying to educate a bunch of homeless bums around here. Is Tom Pritchard here today? Huh?
No, but I tell you what, we have a message from Tom Pritchard
you know what,
for you.
Tom Pritchard, listen. I want to try to educate somebody. You know why Tom Pritchard is not here today? You know why he's not here? It's because I'm here. Whenever I'm here, Pritchard won't be here. He's scared of me. You know, Eddie Marlin gets a phone call every single week. Eddie gets a phone call from a Mr. Joe Blow. He gets a phone call. It's really Pritchard. He says, Mr. Marlin, is Brian Christopher going to be at TV this week? Huh? Is he going to be there? Oh, he's going to be there. Oh, okay, thanks a lot. See, and Pritchard knows I'm going to be there, so he don't show up. He's scared of me. So let's hear some words from this bum, Tom Pritchard.
Yeah, let's listen to what Tom had to say.
Yeah, I really got to hand it to you, Brian Christopher. I really got to hand it to you because I came out here and I told hundreds of thousands of people on TV that I was going to beat you and I was going to take your girlfriend's car and I was going to give it to a guy and we were going to ride around and have a party or sell it or do whatever I wanted to do. But I really got to hand it to you, Brian, because when you came in a clinch, you clinched it. When it meant to be meant, you came down and you did what you said you were going to do. And I realize, yeah, that I've got a lot of mixed reviews from people around these arenas, around this country. But Brian Christopher, I don't like being made a liar out of. I don't like coming out telling hundreds upon thousands of people all across the country that I'm going to do something and then not do it. Now, I want you to get a wide shot out of here because I want to show you what I'm standing behind right now. Because this week, Brian, this week, I wanted a title shot. I told you and I told everybody that I am the real Southern Heavyweight Champion. And you told the USWA that you're the Southern Heavyweight Champion and that I don't deserve nothing unless I put up something. Well, I'll tell you this. I'm not going to put up my girlfriend's car. I'm not going to put up my best friend's car. I'm going to put up my car, a 1988 Cougar right here, Brian, against the Southern Heavyweight Championship. And I'm telling you and everybody hearing my voice right now that if you beat me, you're going to walk away with the keys and the title to my car right here. But when I beat you, I'm going to be the Southern Heavyweight Champion one more time, Brian Christopher, one more time. And if you can, you can. But now I know what you like. And I may have underestimated you one or two times, but this time I ain't underestimating nothing, and you better be ready to lose the belt.
Dr. Tom Pritchard.
Did you see that car, Dave? Did you see that? What was that, a Pacer? Huh? An Edsel? Huh? What was that, Dave? Don't let him try to fool you and say that was a 88 Cougar like it's expensive or something. No. See, I put up a real car. I put up a real car. Sure, it might have been my girlfriend's car, but it was a nice car at least. You know, I didn't put up no... What was that piece of junk? What junkyard did he get that from? Huh? Tell me that, Dave. Tell me that.
It was an 88 Cougar.
See, that probably makes your car look good, because you probably drive around in a Pinto or something. But believe me, that car is a hunk of junk, Tom Pritchard. But I'm going to tell you what. I got in there last week, and I fought tooth and nail to save my girlfriend's car, and did it, didn't I? Well, this week, even though you got that junk at stake, I'm still going to be fighting hard, and then I'm going to take that piece of metal, I don't know what it is, and I'm going to bring a sledgehammer down there. A sledgehammer, you see? And then after I do win your little car and leave you on the bus route, I'm going to have all my thousands of fans. All my fans come down there with the big sledgehammer. Big old sledgehammer. We are going to pound your car. Everybody's going to get one lick. Everybody's going to get one lick at your car. We're going to pound it and pound it till it looks like a garbage can, and a garbage can's where it belongs, Pritchard.
The lovable Brian Christopher. Boy, he's got a match coming up here. Tell you what, before we go to this match, I think Don Fargo's getting ready to send the fabulous Fargos into action right now.
Pally, I want to tell all you fans something right now. You're looking at the most fabulous team there ever was, besides my brother and myself, Jackie. Me and Jackie were the greatest. And just like I tell everybody, you're not going to beat these guys because nobody ever beat me and Jackie fair and square. We were the greatest team there ever was, the biggest money makers, the biggest straws. And now we're back, Pally. Not my brother, but me. Jackie's my brother. I love him. Believe me, I do. But we don't see eye to eye. I'm Donnie Fargo. We're going to do things Donnie Fargo's way. I got Jackie Jr. and Donnie Jr., Jackie's son and my son, and that's the way it's going to be, and they are going to be the best you've ever seen. They're going to beat everybody that's here. Believe me, Pally, it's no threat. It's a fact, because I am a Fargo, and these are the Fargos, and the Fargo name has lasted here forever and ever and ever, and it's going to stay here. We were out a while, yes, but it's over with. We're back. Now, get to the ring and show them what it's all about, Pally.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, what a thrill.
There they are, the the fabulous Fargos, Donnie Jr. and Jackie Jr., sent out here by Don Fargo. But the world champions are waiting for him. There's Jeff Jarrett, right in the center of the screen. And over on the right, the King, Jerry Lawler. Tag team match coming up here. We are just about set to go. It's expiration of time. And referee Kevin Christian calls for the bell. We are going to be, who's going to be starting here? It's hard to, everybody's still standing in the ring right now.
Yeah. I hadn't got them separated there yet,
but... And you heard, I'm sure, most at least of what Don Fargo had to say. I don't know if that's Don Jr. or not.
That's Jackie Jr. then.
But in the ring, I tell you what, it's not Jackie Jr., it's not Jackie Fargo Jr., the fabulous Jackie Fargo we know, because he didn't have any sons.
Leave it to these guys, boy, I tell you. Well, they've been undefeated since they've teamed up. These fabulous Fargos, a rugged team. They're tough, you got to give that much to them. Managed by Don Fargo, a tough, rugged go-getter in there. And this team is undefeated since teaming up. Jackie Jr. and Donnie Jr. The fabulous Fargos, the new fabulous Fargos, yeah. Don Fargo calls them.
Yeah. Well, when you had Don Fargo and Jackie Fargo together back years ago, boy, they made noise all over the world, let me tell you, during matches and after. Oh, yeah. Well, he knows how to do the Fargo strut. There's no doubt about that. But I don't know why he hasn't won a match here today, anyway.
No. Backs Jerry up against the ropes. Jackie Jr. nails him in the midsection and follows with the right. Whips Jerry in, and an elbow takes him down, and tag on Donnie Jr. of the new fabulous Fargos. Jackie Jr. holding on to Lawler. Donnie comes over the top rope.
Oh, look out, it's the Moondogs.
Watch him there. Yeah, we better ring the bell there, Dave. These Moondogs got a stop sign in the ring there now.
Boy, they've been stealing more signs from the highway, undoubtedly. Now they got a stop sign. Last week they had a sign, I've forgotten what it said. But
dead end. That's what it was.
Dead end, you're right, dead end. This year, this week it's a stop. He just hit the referee in the top of the head.
Well, boy, it was a clothesline that flipped him up in the air is what happened in there.
Yeah, and then popped him in the head after that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that's going to cost them money right there.
Yeah, that's a fine. Boy, these guys at Richard Lee. Richard, take them out of here, would you? They interfering every bout we got going here almost today. Jumping on Lawler and Jarrett.
Richard Lee still very upset that the Moondogs do not have the world titles.
Not only that, he wanted Jeff Jarrett's hair in there, too.
Yeah.
Holding that stop sign up is Lee, and they're working over Lawler and Jarrett. You see Moondog spot. Nail Lawler with the right hand.
Well, the Moondogs, with the help of Richard Lee here, working over Jarrett and Lawler. Look at that. Lawler ducks out of the way. And he nails Spot with the right hand. Jeff Jarrett using the stop sign on Cujo. And the tide has turned all of a sudden, and Richard Lee blows the whistle and says, time to go. Whoa, Lawler throws a chair after him. Jarrett, Lawler, the world champions have just run the Moondogs out of here. We'll be back. Well, the Moondogs brought it in here, but Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett wound up with it. The stop sign says stop, but you shouldn't stop till you get to the Mid-South Coliseum Monday night, let me tell you. 8 o'clock is when it all begins Monday night at the Coliseum. $5, $7, and $8 for a big Red Man Rampage reunion. A lot of folks going to be coming back. Dirty White Boy is going to be there. Billy Travis will be there. Of course, he's been around, but he'll be back too. Robert Fuller, Dutch Mantell. New Fabulous Fargos will be there. Brian Christopher goes against Tom Pritchard. It's Pritchard's car, Cougar, against the belt of Brian Christopher. Then the reunion of the Rock and Roll Express. Rick and Robert will be back together again, and they will be going against Eddie and Doug Gilbert. The USWA World titles will be at stake then, as Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett, the champions, will be putting those belts on the line against the Moondogs. Richard Lee's hair's at stake. Eddie Marlin's in there with the clippers ready to shave him bald.
No guard either.
And Robert Fuller will be handcuffed to Richard Lee. After that, it's the 24-man Red Man Rampage Battle Royal. $10,000 on a pole goes to the winner. That's Monday night at 8 o'clock.
Hey, and don't forget Miss Texas is going to be looking for you, Lauren Davenport.
That's right. We'll be back right here looking for you here next week. Till then, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.